showing us the hand speed, the good combination punching, and the counter punching that are his trademarks.
But Moley counters with a right. Remind all of our stations at the end of this round we'll be taking a 1-minute local commercial break. We have 1 minute to go in round 6, and the question has to be asked, Al, as this fight wears on, to whose benefit is that? Benitez, the older man at 26, but more experienced, or Kevin Moley, who perhaps has not gone the distance?
Well, as I mentioned, you question the training of Benitez, but the fact that Moley's only been 10 rounds once before might make that a pick-em situation, although I think it might favor Moley unless he keeps taking punishment like this.
And he takes a straight left hand. And Benitez doubles up and is successful. Well, Benitez appears to be growing stronger as the fight goes on.
He really is, and I think that would surprise a lot of people here at ringside. Moley switches to southpaw. Boy, that was a strange maneuver.
Coming right back with more boxing from Madison Square Garden right after this word from our local stations.
Very effectively. He doubled up often on it, and as we go into round 7, Kevin Moley's got some problems, Charlie.
That's Al Bernstein. I'm Charlie Steiner, and we are in round 7 from Madison Square Garden. The main event still upcoming, Billy Costello and Lightning Lonnie Smith. And this has been a thoroughly entertaining prelim. The unbeaten Kevin Moley against the experienced Wilfred Benitez.
Benitez with a left hook to the body and a straight right to the head. Nice combination by him. And now against those ropes, he is showing why he is such a good counterpuncher.
Regardless of the outcome, Kevin Moley is receiving a boxing lesson tonight from an experienced veteran, Wilfred Benitez.
Right now he is. I have Benitez ahead 4 rounds to 2. Or 5 rounds to 4 rounds to 2. That's right. That adds up to 6, doesn't it?
And we are in the 7th. Good, Al.
Good. Where's my pocket calculator?
Got 5 fingers on your right hand, 5 more where they came from on the left.
What am I going to do if this is more than a 10-rounder? I'd be in trouble.
Fancy footwork from the experienced Wilfred Benitez.
Moley going downstairs. He hasn't had much of a body attack so far in this fight. Been a headhunter.
In the second round, Benitez opened a cut over the right eye of Kevin Moley. And the corner has done a splendid job in keeping the blood from trickling down his face. There is some signs of swelling, of course, but it's not really had much of an impact on this fight.
There's really swelling under both eyes. Moley, look at the right hand whistle over the head of Benitez, and he doubles up with the jab. Wow, is that pretty.
Once again, we want to remind all of our local stations that at the end of the round, we'll be taking a 1-minute local commercial break. Less than a minute to go in round number 7. Benitez now beginning to control the tempo of the fight.
Moley is walking into a lot of those counter shots. Of course, Moley has to attack, feeling he might well be behind. But against Benitez, when he gets you in that posture, it's very, very difficult.
Under a half a minute to go now in round 7. Just 20 seconds into the first round, Wilfredo Benitez was knocked down. Didn't think he was, but Joe Cortez, in fact, said he was. But he has responded nicely. It's had no discernible impact on Benitez at all. As we come to the end of round 7, we'll be right back with more boxing from Madison Square Garden right after this word.
Doubled up on the jab so effectively in the last round, and a graphic example of that there.
And back to live action from Madison Square Garden. I'm Charlie Steiner along with Al Bernstein. This is our first fight of the night. Wilfred Benitez and Kevin Moley. Moley, the local kid from Long Island.
Well, Benitez doesn't have all fond memories of this arena. In November of '77 and then in February of '78, he fought 2 very tough fights against the then young and good junior welterweight Bruce Curry. Curry had him down a couple of times in one of those fights, and he won a very controversial decision. tonight, Wilfred is atoning for that and then some.
Benitez fought a very smart fight. He's been stung a couple of times and knocked down 20 seconds into the first round. But from about midway through the second round on, Benitez has controlled the tempo, and he has fought quite a bit out of his corner and countered extremely well.
Well, Moley lands a right. Benitez says, come on, I want some more. He's just waiting to counter off those ropes, and now Benitez is smiling. Again, the jab of Benitez. That's been so effective for him. He's kind of abandoned the lead right, but the reason is that jab is setting up the right now. He's using the jab and coming with the right after it.
And once again, Benitez parks himself in his own corner. He has fought most of the fight out of one corner or the other.
As we're into this 8th round, Wilfred still looks very sharp.
And there was some question about his training for this fight in particular. We had heard word that he'd been knocked down a couple of times by his sparring partners, and then 20 seconds into the first round when he was in fact knocked down, we thought this could be a quick night's work for Kevin Moley. It has not been the case.
When Benitez counterpunches like this, he's one of the toughest men in boxing to deal with.
This is the first big-name fighter that Kevin Moley has encountered. Although Moley is unbeaten, 22-0 with 19 knockouts.
Well, Kevin Moley, frankly, came in here with not the greatest list of opponents, and he's finding out that when you step up in class against a Benitez, you can have some problems.
And the right eye is looking awfully nasty on Kevin Moley's face. That's the end of round 8. And let's go to Kevin Moley's corner now. And they are going to work on that right eye some more.
Now listen, you got 2 rounds.
They have done an excellent job, Al, in keeping that eye from being a significant factor in this fight.
Yeah? Use your jab. Don't wait. Use your bunt. Take some water. Yeah, get that jab going. Use your jab.
Hey, Wilfred, jab this fool today.
And now Wilfred Benitez looking much fresher of the two. And now the Vaseline over the cut of the eye of Kevin Moley.
And as you mentioned, they've done a superb job on it, but boy, bad swelling there.
Keep your left hand up and tight to the right hand. All right? Hook up, walk home, and keep punching him.
We will see a left hand by Benitez right to that eye, left hook. Oh, Wilfred hasn't landed that punch that often in this fight, but that one was very effective.
It certainly got Mr. Moley's attention as we begin round 9 of 10 from Madison Square Garden. Still to come, Billy Costello and Lonnie Smith for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. That bout is next. Half a minute into round 9.
The problem for Moley is that the straight right, the punch he used to put Benitez down in that first round, now isn't landing. The jab isn't landing. The hook isn't landing. I think if there's a punch that's going to get in there against Benitez, it might be the right uppercut, which he landed effectively early in the fight. And if I was him, I would concentrate a body attack and try and get that uppercut in when Benitez bends down like that. When Benitez is down like that, the uppercut is about the only thing Moley's going to land effectively.
Benitez has been feinting so well throughout the fight.
And you can see that by and large, he slips under that straight right, Charlie. It just is not going to get there often against Benitez.
Benitez's face virtually unblemished. Not so Kevin Moley. Both eyes swollen. The right eye has been cut since the second round.
And I think even if you give Moley credit for his aggressive